Hey guys, I'm super excited for today's video because we're going to be doing a full map tour of the place that I live, which is Smithville, Ontario. The best way to get to know Smithville, if you're looking to move there, isn't to go on MLS listings and figure out where things are, but it's good to get an overview of the town, how things are laid out, and to get a little bit of insight into those neighborhoods. So that's the design of this video. If you're interested in making a move to Smithville, I help people just like you each and every week make the move to Smithville. I'm passionate about the town. I'm passionate about helping people locate the perfect neighborhood for them. And so if that's you, I would love to help you as well. You can reach out to me at any point, either by call or by text to my cell phone number, which is 905-353-5149, or you can email me at david@wstrealty.com and I'd be happy to help. And if you're interested in finding out more content about Smithville and West Lincoln, you can always like this video and subscribe to the channel as it focuses exclusively on this area and what it means to buy real estate in West Lincoln and Smithville. So let's get into the map tour here. So as you can see, I've got Smithville outlined here with the border. And we're just going to take a look at where it's located in terms of the overall region of Niagara. So if I take it and I zoom out just a little bit here, we can see that Smithville is located here, and it's just a 15-minute drive to Grimsby and QEW access, which is at the lake there. And then it also sits kind of smack dab between Hamilton and Niagara Falls. And to get to the downtown core of Hamilton, it takes about 40 minutes to get right to where the Hamilton word is there. And it's about the equal distance to get to Niagara Falls. So that's where Smithville is located, and that's the overview of what Smithville, the urban boundary in Smithville looks like. So if we go into directions here, I'm just going to pull up a couple of different routes that you might consider taking if you lived in Smithville. So we've gone right to the center of Smithville here, and we've just taken some routes as to how to get to different places. So if we're looking at one of the main things that people are concerned about, and the people that I talk to regularly, is they're wondering how far away is Hamilton from Smithville. And so we're just going to take a look at that because Hamilton downtown is about 40 minutes, but it's hard to get to there. It's hard access. But to get to the southeast corner of Hamilton, which is Elfrida here, this route, if we just even pull up what it is, step-by-step directions, we see it's only 17 minutes to get to this corner. And actually, if we zoom in as to what's in this corner here, we can see that it's very developed. This Highway 20 turns into Rymal Road right at this corner here. There's a Fortino's grocery store, and then not too far away, this is Upper Stony Creek, but there's Cineplex cinemas for movies, there's Home Depots, there's big grocery stores here as well. So this is a really a 15-minute drive, just over 15 minutes to 17 minutes to get to that corner, depending on how fast you drive. So that's that route there from the middle of Smithville, and it's just, again, Highway 20 going all the way down. So we'll take that one out. The next one is to get to Grimsby is another question that we have, because that's your quickest QEW access. So if we look at that one, we're just going to take the step-by-step directions. And that actually has us getting to Bartlett in 12 minutes to get to the Bartlett QEW access through that route. There is a little bit of ins and outs. There's not one clean way, but the cleanest way is to go just down 30 Road all the way to the bottom and then turn left to get into Grimsby. 12 minutes to get to the highway from there. So we will turn that one off now. And now the next one that people ask about is getting to St. Catharines. Is another question that I frequently get because there's also good shopping in St. Catharines. And so if we look at that route, it's the same to get down the hill, down 30 Road. But then to get to St. Catharines, we'll just take a look here at what we're looking at. It says 24 minutes to get to the entryway to St. Catharines. Obviously, if you're going downtown, it's going to take a little bit longer. But I think one of the common misconceptions that people have is that Smithville is really, really far away from everything. You're half an hour from everything, whereas the reality is you're really 17 minutes to about 25 to 30 minutes away from the major shopping districts in both Hamilton and St. Catharines. So the final one is in relation to Toronto, because I know that lots of people are eager to know about that as well. So this is going to be up-to-date traffic, which at this time of recording shouldn't be too bad. If we look at step-by-step directions, it's an hour and 13 minutes to get right to the core of Toronto. So 12 minutes to get to Grimsby, and then about another hour to get into Toronto from there. And again, depending on traffic. So let's take that out and let's go into Smithville itself. So as I talked about here, the major route to get to Hamilton is along this route here, which is Highway 20, and Highway 20 actually goes right through the middle of Smithville here. It's this yellow line here. It goes right through downtown, hits a traffic light, and then keeps on going out of town on the other side, all the way into Hamilton over here. And if you followed it, it also goes all the way into Niagara Falls going this way. So it's kind of the country highway that leads to a bunch of different areas, leads to Welland, Fenwick, Pelham area, as well as giving you access down further south to Port Colborne, Wainfleet area. All right. So as you can see here, if I turn the boundaries back on here, Highway 20 really separates Smithville into two halves, one half being the north half, because north is up by the lake here, and then the second part of Smithville is the south side of Smithville. And then within that, there is, I'm going to turn this boundary back off for a second, but within that, 30 Road leading out of town, again, splits it almost into quadrants going out of town. So you've got the west side of 30 Road, and then also the east side of 30 Road, and then 30 Road turns into Camborough Street, which further splits it into another quadrant down in the south to the west and to the east side here. So let's take a look at some of the neighborhoods and what things are looking like. So if I turn the urban boundary back on, you can see that there's a lot of areas here actually that are not developed currently. Lots of farmland that's within the urban boundary. And there is development that is going to be happening in Smithville. We'll get to that in just a second. But I do just want to highlight that Smithville is a smaller town right now, but it is going to be getting bigger as development happens. A lot of the development that's happening in Niagara North, which includes Grimsby, Beamsville, and West Lincoln, a lot of that growth is going to be happening in West Lincoln over the next 10, 15 years. And so if you're moving to Smithville or you're thinking about moving to Smithville, the small town feel is going to grow a little bit, but it's still going to be smaller than what Beamsville is currently or what Grimsby has become as well with a lot of the condos. It's going to be feeling a little more rural and a little more a small town feel just because of the location and proximity to the highway. So let's start with northwest Smithville here. I'm just going to turn that urban boundary on, and I'm going to make it, okay, I'm going to zoom in here. Okay, I'm going to turn off. All right, so northwest side of Smithville, there's a couple of neighborhoods here that I would like to highlight. So the main thing that I want to talk about here is that this is the heavy development area that's going to be happening within Smithville. So the neighborhoods that are in this pocket are going to be experiencing probably the most overturn and just change, as opposed to some of the other neighborhoods. So I've got three, highlighted in black here is the three future development sites for Smithville that are planned currently. The first one is, this neighborhood here is called Station Meadows, which is currently surrounded by fields, but right behind Station Meadows is going to be what's called Station Meadows West. And so that goes right from, this is the railroad tracks that also separate through town, but it's going to be right north of the tracks there, but just to the west side of current Station Meadows. So this neighborhood's going to get a lot more development around it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is a change from what we currently have there. The second one here is a future development site just on the other side of South Grimsby Road 6. So that's going to continue on to here, over between the tracks and South Grimsby Road 6. And then another community that's been planned is Mars has a development that's going to be called Thrive, and that's going to be just on the just between Highway 20 and South Grimsby Road 5 here. It's going to take this whole section here up to the roundabout in the corner. And that development has been at a standstill for quite some time, just because of some issues surrounding just getting main sewage and water capacities to the level that they need to be for that community. But that's also going to be a site that's going to have a development. And then what's interesting here, if I turn the urban boundary back on, is that this whole area here going all the way up to Yonge Street is all developable land in the future. And one of the main areas that they're looking at developing is this big, I'm just going to turn it off again, is this big patch here between Spring Creek Road, Yonge Street, and South Grimsby Road 5, which is all farmers' fields currently. And so that is going to be another site that's going to be for development. And something that you should be aware of is that, North Smithville is going to see a lot of change in the next decade to 2 decades. A great thing about this portion of Smithville, and we're going to get into the neighborhood here, is the West Lincoln Community Center is located right in here off of Highway 20. It's really at the core in the north part of Smithville, which includes, if we just highlight here, we've got the arena is in this portion here is the skating rink over here, and then on the other side here is the library. Here, this is all parking, and then there is a skate park here as well, which you can see on the overview. Skate park here, playground here, and then a splash pad over in this corner. And then what I've got highlighted in red here is just walking trails that a lot of the neighborhoods in Smithville are actually connected to each other through walking trails. So between this neighborhood here and the Northridge neighborhood over here, which is an older part of town, there is a walking trail that goes through the park just north of the community center. And then there's a walking trail, a walking path that actually goes around the West Lincoln Community Center as well, if you wanted to walk there. In this neighborhood here, there's also a walking trail that connects between Autumn Circle and West Street, which just gives you easy access to downtown without having to go all the way around. So I just want to take a quick look at some of the neighborhoods in here so you get an idea as to what they look like. So let's go over to our map over here, and we're just going to zoom in. We'll start with the Autumn Circle neighborhood. Start with it here, put our binoculars on, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so we're going to expand here, and this is Autumn Circle here. So what I love about the streets here is that pretty much every street has a sidewalk on one side, and the homes are very well kept. And again, ranging from bungalows to some 2 stories as well. But as we round around the corner, just seeing that the neighborhood overall is well kept. Private, it's a great family-friendly neighborhood as well. And a variety of different houses with, again, the sidewalk that goes around. So let's, and actually if we go over here, I wonder if we can see it, but the community center is just on the other side of these trees here. And people do have gates in their backyard to get to the community center from there. So let's drag ourselves over to Station Meadows. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods in Smithville. But again, slightly older homes, are about 20 years old now. Not even that, but just a really great neighborhood here, as we can see. What I love is that the houses here are just very unique in their design. Even if we look at this house here, great custom stonework, the roof peaks and everything, and the overall design is just very nice. And as we continue on, we'll get some bigger 2-story homes as well. But a lot of the homes just have a unique feel to them. Nothing's really cookie cutter about these homes. Some of the models are going to be the same, but just as we go, again, we've got the sidewalks on the side, bigger driveways, and again, some of Smithville's bigger homes are located in this neighborhood. Just looking at some different models here, like this home here, just very unique in its build, and great great stonework as well. So yeah, one of my favorite neighborhoods, but again, is that neighborhood that's going to be experiencing that development around it. All right, so let's go back here. The other neighborhood that's in here is one of Smithville's older neighborhoods, and is actually one of the more affordable when we're talking about detached homes. Is Northridge Drive, Wes-Li Drive, and Farewell Crescent. It makes up this little pocket here, just to the west of the community center. So these homes are a little bit older, a little bit smaller. There's a lot of back splits that are in this neighborhood, and they tend to be very close together, the homes. And on Northridge Drive in particular is actually link homes, which is where the foundations are connected at the bottom. And builders did that in order to get homes closer together back when these homes were built. So let's take a look at some of those homes. We're going to just drag ourselves over there to Northridge Drive. There we go. So the street does not have sidewalks and tends to be a little busier. You can see all the cars that are parked along the road. And then yes, again, like you get very homes that are a little smaller. You can see that their back splits, they're higher at the back. And then these homes in particular, they back onto the railroad tracks. So they have deep yards, but they have a fence, and then pretty much the tracks are right behind. So you're going to get that noise as well, which everyone just has to get used to when living in Smithville, because the tracks do run right through the middle of town. So this is what the neighborhood looks like, though. Again, older, smaller homes, but these homes are becoming more and more affordable, given the fact that other neighborhoods have increased in value with it. Everything's increased in value in Smithville, but as the market has been declining, these homes have actually become more affordable and have kind of equaled themselves out with some of the newer townhomes that are in Smithville. So there is good value in purchasing these homes. There might be some work that's required in terms of renovations, but a great street. It's got easy access. I'm just going to show you here that they have great access to the community center. If I just go this street over, you can see here right at the end of Wes-Li is open access to the, let's see how far we can get actually, the community center. So there's a little bit of a better view of the community center. The skate park's right here, playground, splash pad, arenas inside here, and then the library is way off in the far corner over here from this view, if we're looking at that. So that's Northwest Smithville, and there's some really unique and interesting opportunities within that area of Smithville, and a great overall place to live because you're close to the West Lincoln Community Center. If you have kids or young families, and walkability to the community center is an important thing, this would be a great spot for you to be. The most expensive neighborhood within this portion of of Smithville would be Station Meadows, just due to they're the newer homes in the area, as well as the size, perfect for families, bigger homes, normally 2-story homes for families. So let's go back out to the map here. The final place, actually, just a little bit of a newer community within this part of Smithville, is Streamside over here. So Streamside is its own little community that was built around 2017. These homes were built, and we're going to go take a street view in there, because these homes, this is widely considered one of the best neighborhoods within Smithville, just due to the age of the home and the craftsman style that Phelps Homes brings when they build their homes is very appealing to people and to families. If we go here, the entrance to the community actually has St. Martin Catholic School. So this is the elementary school, for Catholic school in Smithville. There's one public school, which we'll explore in another neighborhood, but the Catholic school, elementary school for Smithville is here. If for Catholic high schools, that's going to be all the way down in Grimsby at Blessed Trinity. If we go into this neighborhood here, there's some townhomes on this side here. that currently are priced kind of in the $600,000 price point. Those were built in 2017 and are approximately 1,500 square feet, give or take. Some of them are bigger. This map's a little older, but all these have been built here. But I want to get just over to Gateway here, which is behind the Catholic school. So again, sidewalks on the side, and this is just an amazing family neighborhood with large two-story homes, high quality exterior finishes, as well as some people have done a really nice job within these homes. For me as a realtor, when I list homes in this neighborhood, it's very exciting and seems to be met with a high amount of interest. So yeah, just looking at some of the houses, you get that craftsman style look with the vinyl siding, stone skirting around here, and then just some more unique finishes that make it feel a little bit more like you're almost up north in terms of the finishes. And it's kind of a defining factor of Smithville because Phelps Homes is one of the main builders that builds in this area. So yeah, we'll just take a quick look at some of these houses here, but just giant two-story homes that are very appealing, very nice to look at, and inside feel very spacious as well. All right, let's go out of Northwest Smithville and we'll go to Central. All right, Central Smithville. I've really just taken a little bit north of Highway 20 and then also the center of South Smithville and broken it up into some neighborhoods here. Obviously down the middle, we've got our downtown core, which is a little bit split up here, but 30 Road runs right into town here. And it turns into St. Catharines Street before becoming Highway 20 again on the other side of the roundabout. But this is where you're going to get all of your major shopping. If we just even take the street view here and go into town, we'll expand here and we'll just show the view coming into town here. So again, it turns from pretty residential to this map's really old. There's actually a stoplight here now instead of the four-way or three-way stop. But then you get into the business sector and there's some really cool businesses here actually that are in like these old century homes where we've got some businesses in all of these different homes. You can see Vitality here. Then as we head a little bit further in, the RBC Bank, and then we kind of turn into the business sector. This is actually my office here, right in town. But then we enter into the business section. So we've got lots of things in this plaza here, including your Dollarama, which is kind of the staple for this place. Nino's Pizza, and then this is actually called Hola Amigos now, which is our Mexican restaurant here in town. Great place to eat if you're looking for a burrito. And then heading into town, more just unique businesses along here. Just these really character buildings that have businesses that have been around for a long time. And then another traffic light here, which kind of goes into, this road goes to South Smithville, and this kind of continues on here to go out of town on the other side. So as we carry through the lights, again, we've got a mix of businesses and houses here. And just so we see where we're on the map now, I'm just going to come out for a second here. So now we've rounded this corner and we're heading now out of town. So I'll just stop in here to show you as we go through heading out of town again. We're going to run into the main plaza in Smithville, which is where the grocery store is, a pub, some more restaurants. Giant Tiger's also in here, but it's called the Village Square, and that's located right here and loops around the corner. If we zoom around the corner here, you're just going to see we're just driving through the main section of town here. Turning down this corner here is where we're going to see the majority of the businesses. Again, located here. And if we go back to the overview, I'm just going to zoom in. We're going to see some different restaurants here. Touchdown Willie's is the pub. There's also dental. Foodland is located within here. Subway's here. There's also, this is the Foodland here. And then there's also a Home Hardware here before you reach the tracks again. But basically what I tell people is currently Smithville has one of everything. You've got your grocery store, you've got your pub, you've got a gas station in this plaza as well. You've got a Dollarama, a Giant Tiger. So you kind of have one of everything, the hardware store as well. For all of your major shopping, you're going to have to go elsewhere, which is why we highlighted how far it is to Hamilton, how far it is to St. Catharines. But in terms of your main shopping section, that's going to be over here where that Dollarama was, and then over here in Village Square, which is where we just explored there. So as we go outside of downtown core, there's a newer development here that was also built by Mars. It's called Smithville Station, but we'll just explore. We probably won't actually be able to explore that community. We'll just do the overview because the maps hasn't caught up yet with these. But these are newer homes built kind of in the 2019, 2020 years. So they're about 5 to 7 years old now. And a mix of detached homes as well as townhomes. These are all townhomes here and along here, with some detached homes specifically on this side of Dennis Drive. And then Jayla Lane is also townhomes at the back here. So there is a nice park in this neighborhood as well that everyone plays at. Parks are a big thing, and so that's where the kids in the neighborhood play. But there is great parks throughout Smithville and different neighborhoods. So the next thing I want to talk about is this neighborhood over here. I call it Central West, but it includes a couple of different places, one of which is for retirees that are looking to downsize and put some money away for retirement living. We have a great condo complex called Wes-Li Gardens, WES-LI, and that is located in this neighborhood, really close to downtown, great walkable score. But if you just come in through here, you're going to enter into here and you're going to see a whole condo of bungalows in here, which we'll take a look at now on the map. All right, so we're coming in here. So we've got a mix of actually newer bungalows as well as older ones, which we'll explore the older section later. But these are the newer ones. They were kind of built around 2013. And again, just have a nice, these were also built by Phelps Homes, but have that nice curb appeal. Very well cared for bungalows. Here, and then we'll circle around and just see some more of the bungalows here. All right, so this is Jenny Crescent here. Again, similar style. These tend to be the place that most retirees want to live. If you've got a little bit more money to buy a home, these are going to tend to be the ones that older couples will be buying. It's a great place to live. And then we'll just zoom down. Jenny Crescent turns into the older Wes-Li Gardens, which is a more affordable option. But again, the units are older. You can see the style has changed to kind of a light blue gray siding. And then inside, the layouts are just slightly different, and the finishes will tend to be just a little more dated than the ones on the other half. So if we just zoom out here, I'll zoom into the map here. So again, I'm just going to turn this off here. So you're looking at this half right here, from around here and over here. These is all the newer half. And then Garden Drive and Village Drive, actually these ones are older, but this portion here is going to be your older ones, that older style. And we'll zoom back out here. And then there's also in Central West here is also some more unique homes and some older homes, but they've got really great. It's a great spot because the lots are tend to be very big. It's a very private part. It's right off of Highway 20, but actually Wade Road here is separated by the creek, and there's only a walking path over here to get to the other part of Wade Road, which is over on this side of the neighborhood, or this side of Smithville, sorry. And if we just zoom in here, the only people going down Wade Road and into here are the people that live there. So if we're going to explore there, we'll just go in here and take a look-see. This is Edward Court that we're going to be looking down. So again, slightly older model homes, but very private. Families that tend to move to these areas tend to stay for a very long time. Not a lot of turnover within this part of Smithville. Not a lot of homes are there, and the people that do move there tend to stay there for quite a long time. Another thing to highlight about this area is there's a, let's exit out. Icon Fitness is open 24/7. Is available if you're looking out for a place to work out in town, and again is located. This neighborhood is just perfectly located to. There's walking trails here, but also to the Wes-Li Community Center, which is just on the other side of Highway 20 there. All right. So again, Smithville Station, which is that newer development, the downtown core, and then Central West we've now covered. So let's go into on the south side of 20 Mile Creek. We've got the south central part of Smithville, which again is just best to tour just by going through, but these are older homes as well. But there's some really unique pockets within this community as well, because with the older homes there's a lot of privacy, and there's also some of these houses have super deep lots. Like if I go to Wade Road here and we look at some of these houses on this street, let's see here, like some of these lots are so deep, like 180 feet in depth. You can see the house is way set back here from the road, but then they also have these huge backyards, which is really great if you're looking for more space. Like look at the size of some of these backyards here. Barber Street, these big L backyards, as well as this one here. Like it's just, you get a lot more space. The homes are older, but again, on like Killen Street here, we see you've got a nice quiet cul-de-sac. Brooks Circle is also very private, nice place to live. And then Culver Street is where a lot of people are going to take Culver Street to get into the neighborhood behind here, which we'll get into this later here. But this is kind of a main vein through downtown to get into this neighborhood at the back. And then Town Line Road right here leads out of Smithville, going on the south side, the south way out of Smithville. So we'll do a street view. We'll just look at some things here, but things to highlight in this part of Smithville is the medical center that's located here. So this is a place just to go in for checkups. And then we have the Smithville Public School. So this is the elementary public school for Smithville. There is no high school, public high school in Smithville. To do that, there's West Niagara High School in Grimsby. So everyone from Smithville gets bused down, just down the hill. It's about 10 to 12 minutes to get down there. And then the township office is also located right here on Canberra Street. So quite a bit of activity right here on this bend on Canberra Street. But a nice thing is that there is a walking trail to get from Canberra into this back neighborhood that consists of Ellis Street, Davis Street, and Rock Street. So I want to just take you to the street view of the public school here. So I'm going to turn this on. We're just going to go and check out what the public elementary school looks like here. There it is. It's right on the corner. If we just go over here, you'll see the playground a little bit. There's actually now a park here, but it's not up to date And then, yeah, downtown is just back and over here. So that's the public school here. And then I'm just going to go back out here. I'm going to go to the other schools in this area of town, which is Karen Christian Elementary School is here down at the south. And then right beside it is Smithville Christian High School. So they actually share a parking lot here. And what's cool about these schools is that the play area for the elementary school is right here, but then immediately behind that it turns into farmers fields, which just kind of signals that Smithville is still a rural community as much as it is a growing town. So let's go there and take a look at those schools. I'm just going to drag you over here. All right. So there's the elementary school there, which is a fine school. And then over here is the shared parking lot, which goes then to the high school there. So then again, that neighborhood where I was talking about those bigger lots is just down here. Wade Road, Killins, Barbara Street, and Brooks Circle are all in here. We'll just take a look down there quickly so you can see that neighborhood. So this is Killins Street here. The houses are a little bit older. This neighborhood's just more mature, and the houses reflect that style, just with the older exterior finishes, but still nice homes. Generally, you're going to find homes that are about 1,000 square feet, bungalows, maybe a little bit bigger if it's a two-story. But this neighborhood here, this is going down Barbara now, so some of the bigger lots are down here. Just mature trees, and Brooks Circle is just down here. So if we go back here into Southwest, this is where we'll go to now with this part of Smithville. So I want to talk about two neighborhoods in Southwest Smithville, very distinct neighborhoods. One is Brookside Terrace, or Brookside-on-the-Twenty as it's called. These are newer homes that were designed for more retirement and downsizing living. It includes a lot of semi-detached, also townhomes and detached bungalows. So they're all bungalows in here, as well as right at the top here is a condo development with bungalow town or condos, I should say, that have great access to this walking trail that's right here along the creek. It's a great place for people to access from this community with access points right here between these two houses here. And what's great about this is that on Forest View, these houses on the south here, they actually have green space right behind them, with a walking trail that leads all the way over to the corner of Smithville, which is where the Smithville Sports Complex is. This is where there's baseball diamonds, as well as a track, soccer fields, and it's just a great spot for outdoor activities in the summertime. Organized sports are played here for a lot of people that live in West Lincoln and Smithville, but there is that walking trail there. So now I just want to talk about this next community here, which is Harvest Heights in this portion of town. And we will go into Street View right away. These are built, the newer parts are built in around 2017 right at the back here, but we'll go to Oakdale Boulevard, which is slightly older, more in the 15 to 20 years now for these ones. But we just see there's nice family homes, mix of bungalows and 2 stories down the street. A lot of the homes in the neighborhood are very similar to this. And as we just move down the street, again, just seeing that mix of bungalows as well as these bigger 2-story homes. If we go right to the end of the street here, we'll see that it moves over to semi-detached homes as well, rounding this corner, just making this a very diverse community in terms of the offerings of households and price points. Going back to the map here. So this is the newer, Harvest Height would be a newer street, as well as Alexander Avenue, Anastasia Boulevard. This section is more of the newer section. Golden Acres and Oakdale Boulevard would be more of the older section of the Harvest Height community here. But again, great area of town, family-friendly neighborhood. People very much enjoy living in this neighborhood. There is a lot of turnover that happens specifically on Golden Acres. There's just a lot of houses that are there, and a lot of the people that are living in the semi-detached homes there are making a move up to a detached home, so that's why there's a lot of turnover there. That is the southwest corner of Smithville. All right, so now moving on from southwest side of Smithville, we will go to the southeast side of Smithville, which consists of this neighborhood over here, which is Alma Acres. I won't spend too much time on this community, but again, as per a lot of the communities in Smithville, what I've found is that there's a lot of diverse homes and price points in each neighborhood, which is great. There's on Jane Street, there's a lot of semi-detached homes. On Linden Street and Cherry Avenue, there's a lot of nice detached two-story homes. And then Alma Drive here, backing onto the green space, there's some really nice two-story homes that have walkout basements because the grade goes down and you just see fields behind. So really, really great community. I just want to take a look here, go into see the park that's here. So Alma Acres Park here is just a massive green space right in the middle of this neighborhood. That's great for letting your dog roam around, as well as to have your children playing on the playground or just kicking a ball around. A lot of the families within this neighborhood use this green space, and it's accessible from all streets. Again, nice two-story homes with a mix as we round the corner here. We'll just see a nice mix of larger two-story homes with bungalows as well here on the other side of the street. A really great community, a little bit older community in Smithville compared to some of the other ones, but again, Town Line Road, we'll go back to this map. Town Line Road heads to the roundabout at the east side of town, but it also can take you out of town heading this way with easy access through the rural part, or you can go right into downtown here. If you're in need of shopping or anything, it's very, very close by, which makes it a great option in terms of a neighborhood to pursue. All right, so that's our tour of Smithville. I hope that you guys have been really well equipped through this video to make a good decision if you're looking to buy or move to Smithville. Just hoping that this video has been able to help you pinpoint maybe some areas that you like. Again, this video is very brief in terms of the overall overview of Smithville, although it is detailed. Maybe you have some questions or want to know more about a community. So if you have those questions, feel free to call or text me at 905-353-5149, or you can email me at david@wstrealty.com. Again, I'm David Hildebrand from Remax Escarpment. Super excited to have been able to present this video to you. It's where I live. Smithville is where I live, and I just love the community so much. And so if you're looking to make a move to Smithville, I'd love to hear from you and love to connect you with a house that works for you. So if you enjoy this video and want to see more content like it, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this channel is dedicated to Smithville and West Lincoln real estate specifically. And the purpose of it is just to give you as much information about this area and real estate so you can make a great decision.